playing with my lights.
And we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Monday edition of the Emotion Code. I'm Amber Salenbier of Not Sunside Within, and I'm joined by my lovely colleague, Holly Pitas of Get Feeling Better. And we are working on relationships for the month of February.
Hi, everybody. Welcome so much for joining us today. So if you or somebody that you know is having difficulties in a struggle in a relationship, and that could be romantic, it could be with somebody that is in your family member, like a nuclear family member, like a sister or brother, or your parents or your kids, or a romantic relationship that's having difficulties, we're so glad that you joined us today. It can expand into work relationships, school relationships, roommate relationships, anybody that you have to connect with. There could be something that the emotion code can address for you that can help ease the difficulties that you're having with those relationships. So again, welcome. Do tell us where you are joining from. And we're going to talk a little bit about what we can do with the emotion code for you. But then we will also be asking for volunteers. In order to volunteer, it's in the instructions, but just give us a yes and we'll kind of go from there. So Amber has been actually lighting up the Facebook airwaves. She's been going live, demonstrating her extreme talents, which is really wonderful. And so for those of you who are here, you probably are familiar with the emotion code, but for those of you who are not, you can think, what are these two up to? So we are both emotion code practitioners, and Amber's actually additionally a body code practitioner, and I am in the process of getting my certification. But we base our work on this system that was developed by Dr. Bradley Nelson. He's a retired holistic chiropractor who just discovered the system that our bodies trap, our energy bodies trap these negative emotions, and they just get stuck. And so our energy is not flowing because it's bumping into this blockage. So what we're able to do through this system very simply is very elegantly and anonymously for you identify the trapped emotion and release it. That's it in a nutshell.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, people that you're struggling to have a relationship, you probably have some sort of negative feeling towards them, right? The sister that you grew up with who got everything that, her parents showered, or your parents showered her with love or whatever, you're probably holding on to resentment. You're probably, feeling rejected. And so those emotions, as Holly was saying, they get released from the different organs as traditional Chinese medicine has taught us, and then they get stored within our energy field. And so now every time you look at your sister, you're feeling resentment towards her. So it's causing this blockage because each emotion that we feel is now creating this wall. So you can't get along with your sister very well, or your partner, or your coworker, or your children, your anyone really that you could possibly have a relationship with. If we don't resolve those issues that we hold on to, because nobody taught us how to effectively, release our emotions, they get trapped. And they could be, all of those past relationships that you had, if they didn't end very well, they could be creating a wall for you to create new relationships in your life. And so you're thinking, well, I'm just, I'm an introvert, or I'm this, or I'm that. And we label ourselves and we give all these identities to ourselves when really it's a bunch of emotions that, are causing limiting beliefs, are causing us to not have the relationships that we want in our life. So we have Leanne coming in. I know where she's coming in from, and I totally forget it's out in the UK area. Mackenzie's coming in from Niagara Falls. She volunteers. She's having an issue with her ex. She thought he was her soulmate, but he left last month, and now she's at a loss. She's so broken. We can certainly work on that for you, Mackenzie. Leanne's having an issue with her daughter, and it's about an 8. So what we do is, I have teenage boys and they always say, Mom, you're not connecting to my energy because you're going to find out, which girl I like, or, you know, what I do. And I'm like, that's not the purpose. I'm not gifted in any of those ways, nor I don't want to be a mind reader. Really, I don't. I have enough stuff going on in my own mind that causes me enough problems. But what I can do is I can, tap into energies and find out why are we struggling? What is causing us? And we can find ages, what traumas we are holding on to, what limiting beliefs we are holding on to, and start to release that energy. And you start to feel lighter. And then as time goes on, you start to notice that your life starts to change. And it's not like we're going to pick you up and we're going to shift you over here. And now you're in this new life. But over time, it gradually changes. And now you have the relationships that you want. You have the income that you want, the job that you want. Your life becomes exactly how you envisioned it. And we can help you with that.
Yeah,
Switzerland, I knew it was out. UK,
there we go.
Europe, everywhere.
Very good. So yes, and Erica is joining us today from Brooklyn, and she is wondering, and I'm going to take this as a volunteer, Erica. She's wondering if it can help you with a relationship with yourself. And very definitely it can. And then before we go on with that, but one of the points that you made, Amber, is that you were talking about, the struggle in the relationship. And sometimes the negative trapped emotion, you may have trapped the emotion because of one relationship, but it's replaying in all of your relationships. So, so maybe you had an issue with your sister and now your best friend is really close with her sister and you're like, I don't like your sister because you're not going to like anybody's sister because you've your own negative trapped emotion. So it's really amazing how the layers can happen, that this one emotion can continue. It's sort of like, here's the dumping pot. And so it's like, well, okay, every time you're going to have a trapped emotion, it doesn't necessarily know where to go. And it's like, oh, I'm going to go join all those other ones over there. And then sometimes it's also like the domino effect, that you have the one trapped emotion that triggers another, that triggers another, that triggers another. And so although we're doing a demonstration today, and this is a really great thing that we can address, usually like one element of it, it's just sort of like eating. If you need to have nutrition and you eat one super nutritious meal, it's only going to hold you for a little while and you're going to eventually need to go back and get some more. So yes, so actually, Amber, I am going to volunteer to work with Erica. She's saying that it's an 8 and it's a daily struggle with herself. And so I will get started, but I want to know, Amber, if you have someone that you've selected, if I should work silently or out loud.
Well, you worked out loud last time, so I can certainly work out loud this time.
Okay, and
I'm
then
going to start with Mackenzie, and then I'll go to Leanne, and if I have time, I will work on Sandra. Okay. So how does this craziness work? So what I do is get permission, because I wouldn't I wouldn't go into your house without permission. I wouldn't just open the door and walk in and go, hey, I'm here. Unless we were really good friends, but I wouldn't do that to your energy fields either. So we've got permission. We make sure that we're all hydrated, because we're all made up of electric currents, right? We're all made up of electricity, and it helps everything flow fluidly and everything release. That way you're not running into any processing struggles later on. And we'll talk about processing at the end. I have my charts. So I have different charts here that we use. I have emotion code charts, I have trauma charts, discordant energy charts, core negative beliefs. So I go in and pull up whatever I can pull up from you. I use muscle testing, so applied kinesiology to connect. And it's kind of like how you guys are all watching us from your homes. I'm in Ontario, so we are celebrating Family Day, and my family is all home, and we're on a vacation day. And Holly's in Wisconsin, USA, and she's celebrating President's Day, which is a holiday there too. So I mean, just like we're connected, using, you know, it's really using frequency, right? So that's how all of this stuff is connected, and our energies are all connected too. And so then I connect to your energy and I ask simple yes or no questions and I get answers. So I'm going to connect to Mackenzie's energy now. I'm connected. So my conscious mind is just talking about having an issue with my ex. And as I think about my ex, how many emotions can I release that are causing any sort of blockage or any sort of resistance with him, that has caused this breakdown in a relationship? How many emotions can I release?
Is anything more?
Releasing abandonment, releasing lost, releasing love unreceived, heartache, and vulnerability. Are there any hidden emotions? So trapped emotions are the ones that we feel. So, you trip over, the curb and you might feel embarrassed, right? So we trap that emotion. Hidden emotions are they're emotions that our subconscious likes to hide from us, because they are really tough emotions. And so all our subconscious wants to do is to protect us and keep us safe. That is its entire job, and store information. So how many hidden emotions can I release that are blocking, stopping, resisting this relationship with my ex? Releasing hidden conflict. Has that been released, trapped, hidden, absorbed? Absorbed are other people's emotions that come into our bubble and we take them on, and we can either take those emotions on and use them as our own, or we go the opposite way and we try to avoid them as much as possible. That pimple on our face that we try to cover up and we try to blend in and we try to make sure nobody sees. We do the same thing with absorbed emotions, right? It's like we don't want this icky feeling on us. So I am releasing absorbed anger. Has that been cleared? Is there any inherited? So emotions that have come through your cellular memory from your mom or your dad, and it can go back as many generations as possible. I've gone back personally 121 generations. So you can think a generation is what, 15, 20 years, give or take. That's a long time for emotions to be trapped. Is there any vibrational resonance? So emotions that are vibrating all the time. Releasing the vibrational resonance of grief. Has that been cleared? Is there any psychic trauma, which are two emotions that are trapped at the same time? Is there any prenatal? No. Is there any trauma energy that we can clear? Releasing the trauma energy of apprehension. Is there any hidden trauma energy? Releasing hidden powerless. Is there any absorbed? Is there any discordant? Is there a core negative belief that we can release at this time? Releasing the core negative belief of I am not safe. Do I have a heart wall that is safe to remove at this time? No. Do I have a heart wall with him, but it's not safe? No. Can I release any cords? No. So there you go, Mackenzie. So it's not safe. A lot of the times, a lot of us aren't safe, right? Depending on what has transpired, even in our childhood, growing up. A lot of the time, some of these things are not safe to remove. So what we want to do is make sure that we get your system into balance and feeling safe before we can release some of those deeper, heavier emotions. your system is saying that no, the heart wall that you have between you and your ex are it's not safe to remove. So that can happen a lot of the times when there's still ongoing issues. What a heart wall is our subconscious takes these emotions and creates walls around our heart to protect us. Because again, the subconscious just wants to protect us. So it wants to protect our heart. So it starts building this wall around our heart, and we can have multiples of them. We can have them with different people. We can have them with clients. We can have them with money in abundance. So it's this energetic wall that is blocking us from moving forward. So hopefully that helps. And at least it's clearing a layer so that you can start to feel in a better place with your ex. We can't control how other people treat us, but what we can do is release what is causing us to react to that, and to, anything that we're holding on to, so that we can start changing our thoughts, changing our beliefs, our emotions, our reactions. So do I think that you should just wait? Yeah, give it time. I mean, feel free to book a one-on-one consultation with either Holly or myself, because we can help you really start clearing. Right? What we're doing here is a little demo. So we're just literally taking like a wee little bit off the edge, kind of like the icing on top of the cake. Whereas working one-on-one, we help you clear the cake. And it really does work, because when we're meeting together on a more deeper level, we can start clearing that. We can get you into feeling more safe. We can get you to the places that you want to go. Whereas just this little demo is us showing how the emotion code works and what we can do with it, and so on and so forth. You are very welcome. Hello, Michael Loge, Synchronized Practitioners.
Hello, Michael. Thank you for joining us. Is there anything we can work on for you today? We'd love to have you volunteer. And so as we're going on, Elzbieta also joined, and she has a question about her son. She said, can it work with my almost 10-year-old son? He's been so angry since the pandemic. Being unable to go to school, he gets all his anger dumped on her. So, Elzbieta, I also asked what your son's name is, and so I can do a little bit more work on him. And then going back to Erica, tell me how if you feel anything different, or if you felt anything during the session. So for Erica, I did release actually mostly some anxiety and some sort of negative self-talk and things like that. So let me know if that gave you any kind of feeling, and we're going to look forward to your being a little bit more friendly to yourself.
Michael's asking, can you delete what's causing the unsafeness? Absolutely. So sometimes what happens is when we are in a situation, especially if it's current, our subconscious may not allow us to release what is causing it to be safe. But as we work on, reducing how we're feeling about the situation, then we can start feeling safer to work and go deeper and causing you to be more safe. Absolutely. All right, I am going to Leanne, who has an issue with her daughter. So connecting to Leanne's energy now. So my conscious mind is just talking about having issues with my daughter. How many emotions that are blocking, stopping, resisting me from having a nice, loving relationship, or even looking at her in a loving way? How many emotions can we release? Thanks, Michael. Have a great day. We're releasing defensiveness. We're releasing self-abuse. Have those all been cleared? Are there any trapped, hidden? Releasing hidden anger. Is there any trapped, hidden, absorbed? Absorbed confusion.
So,
Uh,
feeling in your chakra.
absorbed, inherited.
Root.
Inherited confusion from your mom. How many generations is that going back? More than 5, more than 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 generations of confusion on your mom's side. So, Leanne, if you want to take a moment and close your eyes and sit in that energy. That way, you may be able, because it's an inherited emotion, you may be able to feel, see, sense, hear, smell your ancestors who are all sitting in the room, going back 9 generations, and they're all sitting in the room with you. You may be able to feel that energy of your past ancestors on your maternal side. And I have worked with enough people to know that they can actually feel that energy. And it's such an amazing experience for them to sit in that energy, to be able to sense their ancestors. Not everyone can feel that energy, and that's totally okay. But I always give people that opportunity if it comes up, to see if they can sense their ancestors. Because what we're doing is ancestral and generational healing. We're clearing that out of the cellular memory so that you're not only carrying that weight of that energy, but we also clear it going forward. So you may have passed it on to your daughter, who would then pass it on to their children, and moving forward, because again, it's in that cellular memory. So let me know, Leanne, if you were able to feel them, see them, sense them, hear them, smell them, taste them, or what have you. So releasing confusion, inherited confusion. Has that been cleared? Is there any trapped, absorbed, inherited, vibrational resonance, psychic trauma, prenatal? Is there any trauma energy? How many trauma energies can we clear between you and your daughter? Releasing apprehension. I just knew that they were here. That's awesome. Has that been cleared? Is there any hidden trauma, absorbed trauma? Is there a discordant energy? Releasing conflict, the discordant energy of conflict. Is there any core negative beliefs? Is there anything else that I can release? Do they have a heart wall? How many emotions are in that heart wall? Releasing the heart wall of unsupported. Are there any cords between her and her daughter that we can release? How many? Is there an emotion that is causing that cord to be anchored in? How many emotions? Releasing the emotion of anger. Has that been cleared? Are there any other emotions that are anchoring that cord in? No. Can we go ahead and release that? Releasing the cord now.
All right, so while you're working, Amber, I'm going to jump in and speak with Elzbieta a little bit. So I hope that you feel better. So I found some anxiety with your son and a little bit of lack of control. And then I also found that his root chakra was blocked. So I released that. And then I also released for you some absorbed guilt and resentment that you may have been feeling. So I'm hoping that you can find some relief from this. And so drink some water, have your son drink some water, and realize again that there's going to be a little bit of processing time. Some people find, I've been scanning the airwaves, and a lot of people that have been getting releases find that they are very tired right now, and just seems to be a common way to process right now. And I think that as a world, we've been under such stress that sometimes as that stress releases, we can relax a little bit. So maybe he will be a little bit tired. He might be a little bit more wakeful. I hope the two of you can have a good chuckle today and maybe release some of that in, feelings of goodness and love. So let me know how you're both doing. And then going back to Erica, she didn't put any comments in about how she feels, but she did give a thank you. So thank you. We love having volunteers and we love having you guys show up with us. It just makes us a whole lot more fun. And it also gives us the opportunity to demonstrate the skill. And I know I heard Amber talking about it a little bit before that, we can do some kind of quick things here, which is wonderful. And lots of times that's really just all you need. It's just something, just sort of go in, do this laser focus and you're done with whatever has been bothering you. But a lot of times there's just so much more involved with it because part of our emotions, we don't know if that was from just one event, or is this, if for example, it's anger and maybe we have held on some of the energy of anger. Well, if you think about your day and how many times you can just have a quick flash of anger of like, I can't believe that newscaster said that, or with your spouse, you might not reply out loud, but you might think, whoa, I can't believe they said that. And so, or somebody cuts you off in traffic or you hit another red light or whatever it is, those little things can really add up into a lot. So although we can do something sort of quick and easy here today, to really get the true benefit, if you again like to start with one of the discovery sessions with either Amber or myself, we'd love to be able to go into a really deep dive and clear a lot more for you.
Leanne, I've cleared the cord that was attached to you and your daughter, so you have been cleared. And then I moved on to Natika, and I've pulled up trapped emotions of self-abuse and stubbornness, hidden guilt, vibrational resonance of shame. I had a trauma of rejection that you're holding on to, and I cleared heart walls with yourself of confusion and unworthy. So all of that has been cleared. So let me know how you are feeling. You're very welcome, Leanne. I'm so glad that it resonated with you. That's always nice to hear. I mean, not always will it resonate. Um, as Holly was saying, every single second you're feeling an emotion. Now, now, now. And they're all either going to be happy, positive ones, or there might, be negative ones. And we can't always remember every single emotion that we feel. And so when we're, releasing layers upon layers of confusion, they could have been all in the same time period because, maybe you, could have taken, some sort of medication or something like that and made you feel confused, or something was going on in your life and you just didn't understand why it was going on. You could have layers just from that of confusion. So we could pull out 10, 15, 20 emotions of confusion all from the same time period. It all really depends on what it is that is going on with you, what traumas you've been through, what negative life experiences. But I've, like I said, I'm working on over 300 people, and I know that it works because of the feedback that I've gotten from each and every one of those people. That is why I do what I do. I love it so much because it can change lives.
Very definitely. And so it looks like we're coming to the end of our time here. We've only got a little bit left, but we will definitely be back next week. And so it's still in February. We're still going to be working on relationships. And I think we had some really good examples today of, relationship with yourself, relationship with a child. And so do come back and join us next week. Let us know what kind of responses you've had, or benefits that you've had from this week. And then I will be live next week, Monday. I'm always available by either Facebook or on my getfeelingbetter.com. But I think Amber is going to prattle along here on how many times she's going to go live this week. So Amber, share that with us.
I'm only going live on, as far as I know at this moment, it's only Wednesday. I do a Wednesday live. I call it open office hours. So you can bring whatever issue is at the top of your list and bring it to the table. And I try to help as many people in that hour as I can. And we bring out all sorts of different things. We bring out the body code. We might bring out the limiting beliefs book. Whatever your subconscious is kind of leading us to is what we bring up to help you really clear some of that stuff. So I look forward to seeing you then. Otherwise, next Monday is our last live on relationships. So then we'll have to figure out something new for March.
Yes, if you have any ideas for us, that would be great. Gee, I don't even know if they're doing the basketball March Madness this year or not. And I don't know if they even do it anywhere. I'm sorry, I just don't know a lot about sports, but typically in the States, it's a huge thing. And people bet on these teams, and some people lose a lot of money. So maybe that's something we should try for in the future if people are having a little bit of a gambling problem or just like, wasting their money and trying to bring in some abundance, an idea for the future. But we'll take your suggestions too. So share them with us.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for coming and watching.